I am a middle-class mom of 6 kids, and yet I find ways to buy luxury handbags when it really isn't in the budget for me to buy luxury handbags. If somebody were to look at my annual income, they would probably say, Melissa, what are you doing? Why are you spending so much on handbags? I'm going to share with you guys in today's video how I afford these luxury handbags and don't go into debt at a very average income household. Hi guys, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Melissa and today's video is going to be a very casual chit chat video. I'm going to share with you guys how I've been able to afford luxury without going into debt on a very average household income. And I also am going to share with you guys how my channel is going to be changing slightly going forward. So make sure that you guys are stay tuned to the end so that you can see which direction we are going to go in. And I'm actually really excited about these subtle changes that will be happening. So how do I afford luxury handbags on a very average income? There are several luxury things that I give up in order to afford luxury handbags. One of those things is making coffee at home. So I have a cup of iced coffee here. It is shocking to me that people spend $7 or $8 on coffee every single day. Now, there's no judgment here because that used to be me. I used to be the person that bought coffee once or twice a day, usually twice a day from Starbucks while I was at work. I also was the type of person that worked a lot of overtime. So if I worked overtime that day, I would buy 2 coffees. You guys, that was about $16 a day on coffee. I no longer do that. In fact, I haven't done that in probably about 5 years now. I treat a Starbucks or a coffee, going out of the house to purchase a coffee, as a treat or a luxury. I no longer consider it part of my daily activities. We are a one vehicle family. We only have one vehicle. We do have 6 kids, so our vehicle is big enough to fit all of us in it. It's a nice vehicle. It works for us. It's not the nicest of vehicles. It's not the fanciest. We have some of the upgraded gadgets, but we don't have everything in our vehicle, and it works out for us and our family. Keep in mind, I don't drive. I don't drive at all. If I need to go somewhere while my husband is out and he's got the vehicle, well, he's always got it because I don't drive, then I will just Uber wherever I need to go. If I'm going somewhere with my kids, I will also Uber with my kids. It's no big deal, you guys. By Ubering where I need to go when my husband isn't home and us just going together in one vehicle, it saves us quite a bit of money. On average, I spend about $60 to $80 a week on Ubering, which is much less than our car payment, our insurance, our gas, our tags, etc. So that is a huge money saver by only having one vehicle in our household. We don't go on many vacations. Now, this is something that we would like to change in the future. We didn't go on many vacations for a couple of reasons previously. One, the fact or the idea of going on a vacation with only 2 adults and 6 kids is extremely stressful when they are young. Now they're a little bit older, so I feel like that would be a lot less stressful. 2, it would be extremely expensive to go on a vacation with a family of 8. So that's something that wasn't really in the budget previously. And even if it were in the budget previously, like if I decided not to buy these luxury bags and do vacations instead, I would have no fun. It would be no fun for me. The anxiety and the stress of planning it, making sure everything was perfect, trying to make sure that all 6 kids are safe, trying to keep an eye on all 6 kids, it just would not be fun for me. So we have not done many family vacations, but in the future, I would like to incorporate a couple of them. Will it happen every single year? Probably not, but I would like to eventually get to a point where we do at least one family vacation before my oldest turns 18. We save money by having a modest home, by not moving and upgrading our home every single year or every few years. I have a couple of friends that literally buy a house one year and 4 or 5 years later they are buying a new house. That's not the case with us. We like to upgrade the house that we already are living in. if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? And if it is broke, do fix it. So that's kind of my mindset with a home. I feel like it's a place that you really need to dig your roots in and stay there. When things happen or things break, fix them up. You don't have to move and buy a new house every 5 years or so. So because of that mindset, we've been in this house for quite a while, which makes our mortgage quite low in comparison to what the mortgages are going for today. With that being said, we have looked into moving recently, not super recently, it was about 2 years ago. We were considering doing a new build and just kind of creating our own home. And the price point of our mortgage was going to be way too high for us. It was going to be triple what we're paying now for a smaller backyard and a smaller home. So we have decided that that is not something that we want to do at this time. We want to keep our mortgage at the price that it is. And because of that, because of our low mortgage, I feel like we are able to afford more things than some of the other people around us probably could. We keep our debt at a minimum. So we owe money on our car, but before we bought this car, which we did just recently buy, we had a car that was paid off. We, as I mentioned, we have our house, which obviously is debt. It's not paid off yet, but it is a goal of ours to have it paid off. But other than that, we don't like to put ourselves in a lot of debt. We don't like to do Klarna. We don't like to do the buy now, pay later. We don't like to do tons of things on credit cards. We just really don't like to do that because that is the quickest way to get yourself in a bind. You will go from having no credit card bills to all of a sudden you have 5 or 6 different credit card bills that are $100 here, $200 here, $300 here. By the end of it, you owe $1,000 in credit card debt, or credit card bills, rather, monthly bills. And because we don't do that, because we don't rack up our credit card bills, our credit card debt is very, very low, which means that our bill for the credit card debt is very, very low, if any at all. Every month is different, of course, with credit cards, but for the most part, we try to make sure that we have very little to no credit card debt, meaning we don't have that extra bill added to our monthly expenses. I am cheap in certain areas. For example, you can see my cup here is a plastic cup. My water bottle that I use every single day at work, and if I go to the gym, I haven't been going lately because of my shoulder issue, but when I go to the gym, I use the same water bottle. I have one, and it cost me 20 bucks, I believe, from Target. So it's just as good as the Stanleys and the Swells, but it's much more affordable, and I use it every single day. Same thing with my kids. They all have one water bottle. It's the same one that I have. I'll pop up a photo for you guys. And we use them regularly. We use them every single day. So I don't feel the need to buy tons of water bottles. I don't feel the need to buy expensive dishes or expensive silverware. We have a family, and our family is filled with kids that break things unintentionally, but it happens. It doesn't make sense for us to go overboard or to buy fancy dishes or fancy cups or fancy anything really that may be broken in the future. Now, there are certain things that I do prefer to spend money on. For example, our kitchen or our dining room table, I bought it from Article. If you guys know anything about Article, they have solid, beautiful, simple Scandinavian designs, and I absolutely love it. Our table was a hefty price point, but you guys, we sit down at our table every single day and have dinner together as a family, and that table has lasted us 4 years so far. I bought it 4 years ago, and it looks brand spanking new. So things like that, furniture that's really important to me, I will definitely splurge on. But when it comes to things like my dishes, my cups, those are things that I like to upgrade every few years anyways. My style changes, the colors that I'm going with change. So because of that, I don't feel the need to buy expensive household items or just expensive items in general. Okay, this next one is a good one. You guys, we do not upgrade our electronics until they break. Literally. So we just upgraded our TV. I say just because for me it feels like just about 3 or 4 years ago in our bedroom. I'm looking this way because that's where it's at. But other than that, all of the TVs in our house are old, like 10 plus years old. My boys did just break their TV, which I mean, it's 10 plus years old. So I do need to replace their TV. My daughter never even watches her TV in her room. And my other daughter's TV is 10 plus years old also, and it works perfectly fine. The TV in our living room is 10 plus years and it works perfectly fine. Our phones, all of our phones, we just upgraded our kids' phones because all of their phones were breaking. But when we upgraded our kids' phones, we didn't upgrade ours, mine and my husband's, because we didn't need to. I have the iPhone 13 Pro Max. It works perfectly fine, and I probably won't upgrade it for quite a while. I did have a little tinge of wanting to, or desire of wanting to, because I really want a iPhone that's not the Pro Max. I would like to go with the regular size. But when I really thought it through, I was just like, Melissa, you do not need that right now. You can do that next time when it is time for you to upgrade your phone. So we do not upgrade our electronics unless we need to. And the last one that I want to mention is that we do not upgrade our car. So we have one vehicle, as I mentioned earlier. Our last vehicle was paid off. We wait until the vehicle is costing more in upgrades and having to fix things and basically until it's falling apart before we get a new vehicle. And that's just because we don't feel the need to. I mean, I have no hate for anybody who wants a super fancy nice car. I just don't have any desire to have that. If it has the air conditioning, if it has the heater, if it has comfortable seats, if it has a radio, that's pretty much it. That's what that's all I need. I'm happy with that. And so with that being said, we do not have extensive car payments. It's something that's just not desirable to either of us. It's not something that I think will be ever a priority for us. So we don't buy a car or rotate cars very often at all. So why am I bringing this up now? I have done a video on this exact topic before, but now we are diving into part 2 of this video. And that is because we are finally at a point where we can start doing some home improvements. I've mentioned before that we really wanted to. We were at a standstill because of some issues that we were having. We're in and out of court. Anybody who has a blended family probably is in court a lot, and that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not going to dive into any more about it, but we're finally at a point where we closed one door. Unfortunately, there's still another one open, and we can finally start doing our home renovations. So because of that, there are some smaller renovations that we really want to do that we will probably do first, but there is some quite big, large, exciting renovations that we also want to do. So for example, we just bought a brand new microwave. We have the microwave, the stovetop microwave, where it goes right above the stove. Ours has been broken for a long time. If you are an OG subscriber, you probably have heard me tell you that our kids ripped the handle off of the microwave. Keep in mind, our microwave was very old. It was time for it to break. It was falling apart. We don't replace things unless they break. That's just kind of how we are. And so it finally broke, but we were just using our fingers to dig in there and open the microwave, and we didn't replace it. But this weekend with the Labor Day sales, we did buy a new microwave. We also bought a new dishwasher. Our dishwasher was not working. It did not bother me or my husband because we both grew up in households where we washed our own dishes, and when we became adults, we hand washed our dishes as well. So we finally got to the point where we don't want to do it anymore, so we replaced our dishwasher, and our kids are going to have to start rinsing off their own dishes and putting them in the dishwasher every day, which I am really excited about. We also went out and bought everybody in our house new pillows. Now you might be thinking, Melissa, what the heck? Why would you even be mentioning this? Well, because we're the type of people that if it's not broke, we don't buy it. So we all had pillows. They were really old. They were really flat. They were really uncomfortable. So we decided to go out and buy nice pillows. I'm talking, $40 range pillows, the memory foam pillows that are really comfortable. And we bought pillows for everybody in the house. It's those little tiny luxuries in life that we don't usually splurge on that we're now at a point where we kind of want to start splurging on those things. My husband and I also bought a new bedroom set, not a bedroom furniture set, a bed set, a comforter set, new throw pillows, new sheets, etc., which is really, really nice. I've been wanting to for quite some time, but it's one of those things where I just kind of put it off because I wasn't sure the direction as far as the interior design, which way it was going to go. And so I wanted to put off buying anything new that's decorative until I figured out what direction I went in. I also bought some mixed tiles. If you guys haven't heard of them, they are a company where you can send in photos and they create a framed artwork of those photos. I will try to pop up a photo on the screen for you guys. I haven't put them up yet because I'm hoping to have the house repainted. But those are, I just took some everyday family photos. So I didn't want them to be super posed. I didn't want them to be perfect. I didn't want them to be photography style. I wanted it to look very homey and just a photo that you snap of your kids in that one weird photo that you really, really love. Those are the types of photos that I had printed, and I'm really, really excited to get them put up on our walls. So what are some of the other home renovations or home improvements that I want to do? First of all, I do want to mention that we are tackling the smaller ones first. So we already tackled the dishwasher and the microwave and our bedroom sets and new pillows. Those were all on the list of things that we wanted to do. I also want to have the house repainted. Now, I had the house repainted 4 years ago and I hate it. It just wasn't a good situation. I didn't do swatch. I didn't do it right, you guys. And I love the color that I chose, but I have a very dark house and the color looks really, really dark. So I've been wanting to have it repainted ever since. Now, is this high up on the priority list? I want to say no, but my bedroom is. So I had my bedroom painted at the same time and it was supposed to be like a pinky tan color, and it ended up being like a true pink. And as much as I love pink, it's not my vibe for a bedroom. So I do think that I am going to paint my bedroom myself very soon, which is really, really exciting. But that's one of the improvements, the lesser cost improvements that I want to make. But I do want to paint the whole entirety of the inside of our house. Another thing that I really, really want to have done is I want to have our floors redone. I've mentioned this several times. I had to wait until that chapter that I will not speak about was closed before I could do any of these home renovations. And so the floors, I am undecided because I'm not sure if I want to go the cheaper route, which is just replacing the carpet, or if I want to have all of the flooring ripped out and do a wood style porcelain tile. That's going to be a hefty, hefty price tag in comparison to the carpet. But if I'm being honest, if money was no object, I would prefer the wood style porcelain tile versus the carpet. So it's one of those things that I really need to dive into my finances and figure out which one I can budget for better, because I really would love to do it without putting myself in debt. I would love to do it without getting a loan, and I would love to save up for it rather than, again, putting myself into some major debt. Some other things that I would really like to do is some landscaping out in the yard, just some basic, simple landscaping. I really love the look of a clean, sleek yard. So we have a pool with a waterfall, and I feel like that's our main feature. I don't want to kind of take away from that area. So I would just like to do some nice, basic, simple landscaping out in the yard, which won't be too expensive, but of course it will be an expense. The outside of my house is kind of last priority for me, whereas my husband would probably prefer to do the outside first, but we'll see where we end up going. So those are just a few of the things that I would really like to improve in my house going forward. I'm really excited about our house renovations to slowly start taking place. Again, it's one of those things where I don't want to put myself into debt for these things, so I prefer to slowly do them and save up money for them, and then go at whatever pace that ends up being. However, what does that mean for my channel? Because obviously, if I am saving money for these big projects, I'm not going to have a ton of extra money for handbags. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, in order for me to afford handbags, I had to give up other luxuries of life. I mentioned that I want to start doing family vacations and single vacations with just my husband and I want to fix up our house. So what does that mean for my channel in the future? I am still going to have a handbag channel. I'm still going to talk about luxury bags. I'm still going to talk about contemporary bags. I'm still going to buy luxury bags. I'm still going to buy contemporary bags. It's just simply going to be at a much slower pace. But I'm also going to start broadening my channel, which is something that I've been wanting to do for quite some time. I want to start doing vlogs. Now, I don't do very many vlogs. This is going to be really vulnerable because I am embarrassed by the floors in my house, and I don't want you guys to see them, if I'm being 100% honest. But unfortunately, our hands were tied. We had to wait until that chapter was closed before we could do anything about it. So that's why I haven't done very many vlogs. I'm also curious to know if people even care about vlogs as a mother, because my life is, I'm a mother. You know, I have lots of responsibilities. And my kids would be in the vlogs, and my husband would be in the vlogs probably. And so that is something that I want to open my channel up to, is many more vlogs. I also want to start doing more get ready with me and mid-size style. Now, I have decided to embrace my body. I've shared that with you guys before. I'm going to work on being healthy and going to the gym and making sure that I do the 80-20, where I eat 80% of my meals healthy and 20% of my meals can be whatever I want them to be. But I don't want to be super strict about it. You guys, I'm 34, I'm married, I'm healthy, I'm happy, and I feel like putting happiness on my weight or my size is just something I don't want to do anymore. So I think that opening my channel to some mid-size fashion, especially for somebody who's had kids, because our bodies are slightly different than women who haven't, I think that that's something that I would really like to dive into as well. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you want to see where my channel goes in the future, which I'm so excited for, and maybe I can even vlog some of the home renovations for you guys, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below how you afford luxury in your day-to-day life, if you have to give up anything in order to afford luxury, and also hit the little subscribe button down below so that you will be notified whenever I do start to upload these fun little videos that I have planned in the future.